I think the first thing you have to do is identify what your strengths are. What are your assets? What are the things that are going to set you apart as a community versus the others? The technology itself really is a tool that you can use to accentuate or leverage those assets. And I think that's what you really have to base your strategies around. You can't become something you're not just with technology. You got to create an environment that builds on what makes your community strong. Is it your people? Is it your ideas? Is it your industry? Is it your history? Is it your culture? There's a whole lot of things that make up your community. You can almost think of that as a brand. What is your community brand? What is that identity that you stand for? The technology, if it's stitched together in the context of what those strengths are, can really be a strategic advantage for you if it played out right. I get concerned that a lot of communities think, well, if I just get the broadband access in place or the networking in place, I'm going to strengthen. Well, we've got to be careful because it's starting to become a commodity, even though I know there's a lot of communities that have a ways to go, but just the way the technology's going, I think that we're going to infuse that technology in communities a lot faster than we have in the next few years. So it's not about the technology, it's really about what the technology can help you enable. So if you're going to compete globally, you want to ensure, is your tax regime the most competitive? Is the skill set and the skill base that you have in terms of talent competitive? Are you leveraging all those natural resources that you have as a city, whether they're naturally built or they've been purposely built from an institutional perspective? But it's really about figuring out what your assets are, figuring out what some of your challenges are, overcoming them, and then using technology, wrapper around that. And I think then you'll have the greatest chance of at least being able to compete, because it is going to be very competitive as time goes on.